For a very long time, I thought great communication was just about being clear, polished, and professional. And while those things are important, I didn't understand the importance of making sure that I connected. I wanted people to get me. I spent years wasting time trying to always choose the perfect words and prepare for the perfect conversations and be understood, whether I was talking to clients or even people in my professional or like personal interactions on a daily basis. I spent so much energy rehearsing what to say, explaining every detail. Things that I found later do not matter. The truth is that that type of communication, while it's nice, it is exhausting and it is not effective. It wasn't until I stopped trying to be understood and instead understood the importance of truly being able to connect that everything in my business and everything in my life began to change. Today, I want to show you exactly what that means in 3 easy steps because it will change the way people see you, how they respond to you, and how they allow you to lead them. So, number one, connection always precedes influence. I remember early in my private nursing career when I was taking care of a new mother who had struggled with some really high blood pressure issues, some preeclampsia during her pregnancy, and needed some extra special care after she had been discharged to go home. Along with this, she had the added burdens, issues of just, being a new mother, having people who were trying to help her. They had the best of intentions, but she was overwhelmed all the time. She was frustrated often, and she had a lot of medical issues that, for reasons related to privacy, I can't get into here in this video, but trust me when I say there were a lot. And I found that she was not listening to me. She was not getting better because she wasn't able to follow the instructions, very simple instructions, simple things that we would talk about. And one day I stopped barking orders. I stopped telling her what to do. And I asked her a question. I asked, "What has been the hardest part of this experience for you?" And she started to cry. She just kind of laid in my lap and folded and cried and said, "Kristen, nobody has asked me that." After that, everything changed. I found that she didn't need more information, which is where I had been going wrong, which is where her medical team had been really going wrong. Nobody was connecting with her. She just needed a safe place to feel heard, to feel seen. And that was my first real lesson in leadership communication. When people feel seen, they will listen to you and they will follow you. It's just that simple. All right, number two is almost so simple that it's hard to believe that this is a magnetizing principle, but here it is. People feel safe to buy from, follow, take instruction from, work with people who are genuine and make them feel safe to be human. And it's just that simple. I learned this when I was writing fiction. Okay. So, you know that I've been a nurse entrepreneur for a long time. I have had many successful businesses as a part of entrepreneurship. And let me tell you what writing fiction successfully taught me. When I wrote this book, The Trouble with Red Lipstick, I have characters in here that are super smart. One in particular is a physician. All right. And so I wrote this based on my imagination coming from a lot of hospital experiences that I've had. And I thought that people would be in love with Karen. That's her name in here because Karen is always making the right decision. Karen is so full of information. What I learned by hosting book clubs and paying attention to people online and just, getting feedback and finding out what made this book so relatable for a lot of people is the fact that Karen has a sister named Tessa in this book. And I don't want to say too much about it, but Tessa is the one who does not make good decisions. She's always falling in love with that heart that's between her thighs. Tessa is a good time. Tessa's getting into some things, honey. She is making way more mistakes than she is getting things right. And people will always come to me now. And I wrote this book over 10 years ago and say, Kristen, I found these characters to be so relatable. They have a mother too, who's a lot like one that I experienced. And so while I'm thinking that people want one thing, what I found is that perfection is boring. People want to connect with someone that feels human, that has gone through the same types of issues and struggles that they have, because the reality is life is not easy, all right? And people want to be able to connect with that part of you that has some real world experience before they let you tell them anything. All right, number three is super easy too. You cannot connect and convince at the same time. And I encourage you to always choose connection because the convincing will take care of itself after you have connected. I learned this as I was teaching a class that I still teach. In fact, it's available online now. If you're interested, you should take a look at it. But this is essential skills in communication that every nurse leader must master. And it offers continuing education credits to nurses. I teach the same for physical therapists, but you don't have to be a healthcare professional to benefit from it. And I am teaching this class in person, actually, and sitting down talking with a nurse who says to me, as we're about three-quarters of the way through it and we're taking a break, Kristen, what is it about the way you're teaching me this information? I suddenly feel like the things that people have been trying to show me and develop in me for years are finally clicking. And I knew immediately what she was talking about, but because this is something that very fortunately had come to me naturally and helped me early in this career. You do not have to worry about telling someone how to behave and assuming that they will follow you. When you meet them where they are, instead of giving people the advice that they should take exactly where they are and work with that. For example, scripting is something that I love to do. So it benefits me none, or you certainly even less, if I'm telling you what to tell somebody for a problem that you don't have. The question that I love to ask is, what issues are you having? How problematic is that boss that you've been experiencing? What's going on with your spouse, if that's the issue? Are we trying to talk to children? Oh my goodness. That's worth a sip of tea, especially if you have teenagers. But tell me what he or she is saying, and I can tell you what to say to get them off of your back, to end your professional exhaustion, to help you advance your career quickly, to be able to articulate and demonstrate the skills that you know that you have. You just haven't had anybody to help you kind of shape and refine them in a way that other people find digestible. So it is as simple as listening to people and meeting them exactly where they are. If you do this, if you put this into practice, I guarantee it will change your business, it will change your life. So, if you've ever walked away from a conversation thinking to yourself, why didn't they get what I was trying to explain? Then this is your invitation to stop performing and to start connecting. Ask yourself these three questions. Number one, am I speaking to be understood or am I speaking to understand? Number two, am I trying to impress someone or am I trying to align with them? And number three, am I leading with information or am I leading with empathy? If you are coming up with the wrong answers to these questions, then that is the reason why you are struggling to be understood and to connect. So, these three things represent the shift that changed my entire business model and, quite frankly, my life, my relationships, everything in between. Because when you seek to communicate in a way that allows you to genuinely connect with people, you don't have to chase opportunities. Those opportunities start to find you. It's almost as if they magically appear. You magnetically attract those things that align with your purpose, and it is very easy to develop trust, genuine relationships, and find yourselves connecting with and aligned with people, places, and positions that ultimately advance wherever it is you're supposed to be going. If you are ready to learn the language of real influence, then join us over at Violet Vision. Start with me here. You will never approach communication the same way again. I promise.